The strength of the pack is the wolf, and the strength of the wolf is the pack. The Law of the Jungle, from the Jungle Book by Rudyard Kipling.
Are you too good for your home? Happy go home.
Good morning. My name is Jack Griffith. I'm a sixth form day student, I guess, and I'm from Westminster School. To be honest, the last time I was this nervous was last summer, when I told my dad I got a 1 on my AP Calc exam. For anyone that doesn't know, a 1 is the worst possible score you can receive, and if you know my dad, you can imagine he wasn't too thrilled. Anyway, this morning I am here to talk about the idea of home. For many students, Westy is just a school where you have to wake up at 7:30, go to class, go to practice, go to family style, do your homework, sleep, repeat. And I also follow this tiring schedule, but Westy isn't just a school to me. It is my home, and it has been for 18 years. I spent the first 8 years of my life living in Edge House, and needless to say, it was pretty fun hanging out with all the girls, where I was most definitely the cutest faculty kid on campus. I grew up with my older brother Tommy, class of 2014, and my sister Catherine, class of 2011. Both of them were excellent students, especially my sister, who was valedictorian of her class, which is fantastic for her, but not too great for me. Having my parents as faculty members on campus has its ups and downs. I was lucky enough to have my dad as a coach for a combined 7 seasons, 3 on first soccer and 4 on JV puck. I'm sure many students in the audience have had a parent as a coach at one point in their life, but I bet few have had them during high school. So I'll tell you about what sort of things happen in this case. 1, you never get to be sick or injured. So if you do miss a practice or a game, you'd better be dying. 2, when the team is getting yelled at, most likely it is all directed at you. Just know that. And 3, if you have a bad game, you will be told at home, and you'd better fix it before next time. But I can say wholeheartedly that it was an absolute pleasure to be a captain in soccer and hockey for my dad. And those 7 seasons are ones that I will never forget. Dad, it won't be the same without you on the sidelines next year. Also, thank you to my mom for coming to every single one of my games. I love you both. Westminster is one of the best possible environments to grow up in. I learned to skate at Jackson Rink, learned to swim at the pool, and I had a great friend group. It started off as Catherine Berry, Jack Werner, CW's younger brother, and me. Jack and I have the same name. We were born 1 month apart, and we are both the 3rd child in our families. It's like we were destined to be best friends. We grew up playing on the same soccer and baseball teams, and he continued to grow until he was 6'2", while I kind of just stopped at a respectable 5'6". In the 3rd grade, Katie DeVoe became an integral part of our little group, and the 4 of us used to come home from school every day, go straight down to Catherine's basement, and play Super Mario Brothers for hours on end, until our parents dragged us back to our own houses. We were over there so much that Mrs. Ernerberry actually bought me cinnamon brown sugar Pop-Tarts because my mom wouldn't buy them for me. I am enormously grateful for those Pop-Tarts, Mrs. Ernerberry. As we headed into middle school, Leah Weber joined the Westy gang, and what started as 3 best friends turned to 5, and I challenge you to find a group as close as we are to this date. The one thing that keeps us together is Westminster. Without our parents working here, we wouldn't have all grown up here, and we would never have met. And for that, I'm eternally in debt for how Westy brought us together. Some of my favorite stories go back a few years ago, before I was actually a student here. When I was revisiting with Chris Connell, we went to Mrs. Child's Spanish 1 honors class. At first she didn't recognize me, but as soon as I said my name, she immediately reacted. "Oh my God, I didn't even recognize you. I haven't seen you since you were such a cute little baby." Thank you, Ms. Childs. Only a little embarrassing in front of my future classmates. My favorite story in particular was when Leo, Jack, and I were having a sleepover in my basement when we were in the 8th grade. We had just woken up and were wearing only our boxers. We heard someone walking down the stairs and thought it was Barry, Catherine, not her dad. Naturally, we all decided to hide and try to scare her when she came down. And what happened next could be the most embarrassing moment of our lives. So we pop out to scare Barry, and out of nowhere, Mr. DeVoe is just standing there, holding balloons and our acceptance letters to Westy. However, our embarrassment soon turned to excitement, as we knew we were going to spend the next 4 years together as students. But later that spring, I had to make a hard decision that took away from some of our excitement that morning in the basement. After many conversations with my parents, other family members, and Mr. DeVoe, I decided I wasn't quite ready for Westminster. This was a huge moment for me, as I would be going to a different school than my best friends for the first time in many years. At first, I was sad that I wouldn't be going to school with them, and consequently, I would not be graduating with them. But I also knew this was the right path for me, as my first freshman year at Simsbury High was an essential step for the transition to actually becoming a student at Westminster. Now, looking back on my high school experience, I do not regret any of my decisions leading up to this point. Everything happens for a reason. If I had never done an extra year of high school, I never would have become such great friends with the people in my class, like Max. Or I would never have been able to maintain such a great relationship with kids like Jeffrey, who I've been great friends with since he moved to Simsbury from Singapore 10 years ago. Westminster was actually in my gene pool before I was born, before my parents even began working here. My grandfather Chuck graduated from Westminster in 1956, my Uncle Alan followed him in 1960, and my Uncle David in 1972. Then a few years passed, and my parents, Jeannie and Charlie, arrived at Westminster in 1994, and they are now honorary members of the class of 2014. My cousin Lindsay graduated in 2006, my cousin Ian in 2010, my sister Catherine in 2011, my brother Tommy in 2014, who was lucky enough to pull my parents onto the makeshift senior lawn set up in the atrium because it was raining that night, then my cousin Susie in 2015, and hopefully, me in a little over a month. Although my dad still has his doubts. It is safe to say that Westminster is a family school, not just for my family. Many people here today have had a family member attend Westminster before them. Something Mrs. Stevens said to me the other day while I was finishing this talk stuck with me, and that was although all of her children live out on the West Coast, there's just something about Westy that draws them home, and they would never miss an opportunity to return to a place that they love so much. And I think this applies to everyone who has ever attended Westminster, because this school has impacted so many different people in so many different ways. And I know this because I was talking to J.P. Schulin, Jesse's older brother, who graduated last year, a few days ago, and we were talking about school next year as we will both be at Colby. He said we were going to have so much fun together next year, but he made me promise that before I got too excited, I had to make the most out of my last month and a half here as a student. This created a mix of emotions for me. I was sad at the realization that after we graduate, it will be hard to find another time where all of my classmates and myself will all be together on this campus. I was excited at the thought of going off to college, but I was also scared. I started to think about how I've only ever lived in one place my whole life, and how I am scared to leave a place I know so well, and to start over at a school where my path has not yet been laid out for me like it has been here. But I know that just because I won't be living here next year doesn't mean I won't be at home, per se. Sure, home is where your house and your family are, but in my opinion, home is whatever you make it. I'm comfortable saying that many of my sixth form classmates feel that Westminster has become a home for them. Because we spend so much time here, because all of our best friends are here, and that's what matters most. Never miss an opportunity to tell someone you love them, because soon enough, we will all be at different schools next year, and instead of seeing everyone every day, it may be a month, or even a year, before you get to say it again. So I'll leave you with this thought. I hope that everyone is able to look back at their Westminster experience and say, wow, for a brief stint in my life, Westminster was my home, just as it did for me.